Operation Epic Fury.
While the fake news media spent years telling you Donald Trump would start World War III, what's actually happening right now will blow your mind. Vice President JD Vance has dropped a bombshell that has the establishment freaking out. You see, Iran is at the negotiating table. The Strait of Hormuz is reopening, and President Trump is holding every single card in this high-stakes poker game. The same regime that humiliated Barack Obama and took Joe Biden for a ride is now facing something they've never encountered before. An American president who refuses to lose. And the best part? Foreign leaders are so desperate they're literally trying to steal credit for Trump's victories. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly why this matters to you and your family. Remember those insane gas prices under Biden? $4, $5, sometimes $6 a gallon? See, that was not an accident. That was weakness. When Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, they control 20% of the world's oil supply. Every tanker that gets blocked, every ship that gets seized, that hits your wallet at the pump, your grocery bill, your heating costs. For 4 years, Joe Biden let Iran run wild. He unfroze billions of their dollars. He looked the other way while they funded Hamas and Hezbollah. And you paid the price. But now President Trump has Iran exactly where he wants them. And Vice President Vance made it crystal clear. No nuclear weapons, period. No games, no Obama-style pallets of cash in the middle of the night. Iran either plays ball or faces consequences they cannot imagine. This is about your economic security. It's about your family's safety and America's standing in the world. And speaking of protecting what matters most, let's talk about your financial security for just a moment. You see, Wall Street doesn't lose money on sell-offs. You do. They create the panic, wait for you to dump your position out of fear and scoop it up at a discount. The big banks, they're not selling their gold right now, they're buying yours. Every time the headlines scream crisis, regular people sell. And every time regular people sell, the institutions are right there waiting with open hands. You built portfolio insurance for a reason, so don't let a red day hand it over to the people who caused it. That's why I tell people to check out Noble Gold Investments. With everything happening in the Middle East, with Iran making threats, with global uncertainty at every turn, physical gold is how smart Americans protect their wealth. Go to nextnewsgold.com right now and get a free 10th ounce American Gold Eagle with your qualifying order. That's nextnewsgold.com. Now let me show you exactly what Vice President Vance said that has our enemies absolutely rattled. See, here's what the mainstream media is desperately trying to hide from you. Well, they nitpick about maritime tracking data and try to catch the administration in some kind of gotcha moment. They're completely missing the forest for the trees. Oil prices are dropping. Markets are responding. Iran is making concessions they never would have made under weak leadership. And get this, retired General Jack Keane, one of the most respected military minds in America, just confirmed what we all knew. President Trump will not accept a bad deal, period. Plus, you won't believe what the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer just tried to pull. But first, let's go to the Vice President. Repeating the same statement made earlier by the White House, claiming the Strait of Hormuz has seen an increase in traffic.
Mr. Vice President, Iran is continuing to block the Straits of Hormuz. Do you have an expectation of when that strait is going to be opened?
Well, we've already seen an increase in traffic today. Hopefully we'll see an increase in traffic tomorrow. We actually think that we are seeing signs that the Straits is starting to reopen. I think you guys have probably seen oil prices have come down, so I think the oil markets, the gas markets are seeing the same thing. But the president's very, very clear. The deal is a ceasefire, a negotiation. That's what we give. And what they give is the Straits are going to be reopened. If we don't see that happening, the president is not going to abide by our terms if the Iranians are not abiding by their terms.
Mr. Vice President.
One of the questions I wanted to ask in the briefing room while I was in D.C. was, why is it even up to Iran to open up the Straits? I mean, we're the friggin' United States of America. Why can't we just open the Straits ourselves? But I understand President Trump doesn't want to commit all the military and the naval assets into that region because we don't technically need the Straits. The rest of the world needs the Straits, and that's why he's using that as a leverage point to get NATO and get other nations to come in and open the Straits themselves. But I'm like, come on, we're America. Let's go, right? So now let's hear more from the Vice President about the demands.
This is one of the things that's going to be one of the main subjects of negotiation is that we want Iran to not be able to make a nuclear weapon. We want the nuclear fuel, which is something the president has made very clear. And there's, again, the way to think about this is the United States has certain demands and certain things that we want. The Iranians have things they can get out of the negotiation. The more that they're willing to give us, I think the more they're going to get things out of this negotiation. The president's talked about sanctions relief. The president's talked about economic partnerships and things like that. That's not going to happen unless the Iranians make a firm commitment to stop anything close to the development of a nuclear weapon. And frankly, the president has all the cards here. We've got a lot of leverage. We've got a lot of things that we can do. But right now, I think that we're in a good spot.
And the Iranians, not in a very good spot themselves. I don't know how they can even proceed with the nuclear weapon with the infrastructure we've already destroyed. So the vice president is confident in America's leverage, but elsewhere on the global stage, Keir Starmer appears to overestimate his influence on the Middle East ceasefire. Keir Starmer, he says, we just reached a ceasefire. Yeah, no. They reached a ceasefire. You had nothing to do with it, Keir Starmer. Nothing at all.
What is the purpose of your visit here in the Gulf? What kind of influence do you think you can have?
Well, we've just reached this ceasefire, which is both welcome, and I think there'll be a sense of real relief. There certainly is across the region and for the United Kingdom. But there's work to do, and I'm here in Saudi Arabia.
Just go have some tea time, buddy. We don't need you. Starmer's inflated claims stand in contrast to the decisive force of President Trump, who retired Jack Keane affirms will not bend for a bad deal. Here's the retired General Jack Keane says, I know this president, he's not going to make a bad deal.
Know this, President Trump is not going to make a bad deal. He knows these guys. He's negotiated with them more than any previous president has. And he knows they're full of BS at times, that they're going to obfuscate, they're going to promote lies. And our team obviously has to be aware of all of that going into it. I'm assuming that they understand that. The backstop we have here is the president himself. Yeah. He's not going to take a bad deal. If we return to combat operations, so our audience understands, we do have an ace in the hole here, so to speak. Mm-hmm. We do have a strategic asset that we can put to employ here, and that is Carg Island. Mm-hmm. Carg Island, we can wait to the very end of our operations and take control of it or destroy it.
Carg Island, that is the wild card. But I still think, okay, take the Strait, take Carg, call it a day, wrap this thing up, put a little bow on it, rename it Persia, and everyone walks away, right? But here's the truth that the globalist establishment absolutely does not want you to understand. For the first time in decades, America has a president who treats negotiations like what they actually are, a battle of leverage. President Trump's not begging. He's not apologizing. He's not sending secret cash payments hoping the mullahs will play nice. He's making demands and backing them up with overwhelming force. General Keane revealed something critical. We do have Carg Island as our ace in the hole. That's Iran's main oil export terminal. If they don't comply, we don't just sanction them, we just shut them down completely. This is peace through strength and action. This is what America First foreign policy looks like. And that's exactly why foreign leaders like Keir Starmer are desperately trying to claim credit for deals they had nothing to do with. So let me leave you with something, folks. What you're witnessing right now is the complete and total vindication of the Trump doctrine. They said he was reckless. They said he'd start wars. They said diplomacy required weakness disguised as sophistication. Wrong, dead wrong. Strong American leadership brings peace. Weakness invites chaos. President Trump understood this in his first term, and he's proving it again right now. The mullahs know they can't bluff this president, and the world knows America is back. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you trust President Trump to get a deal that actually protects America? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Since you watched this whole video, here's a message that not many people will hear. Text raw feed 844-840-4963. That's our direct connection. My connection with you. When the notifications from YouTube never arrive, when the algorithm suppresses our content, you know that I will not fail you, and I will send you direct links to our videos right to your phone every night. I'm not going to spam you. I'm going to give you the information that you need to know to make informed decisions. Now share this video with every patriot you know, and don't forget to check out our merch shop right below this video. Grab some gear that shows you stand for America first. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this. Share this now.